Hey, so welcome back to the demo lab. We're here today and we're going to explore a non-Newtonian fluid that's known commonly as oobleck. It's a mixture of cornstarch and water. So let me start by asking you guys, do you have any memories of playing with oobleck
Yes.
from maybe elementary school? What are your memories?
Fourth grade when I was learning about matter.
Sure.
And states of matter.
And that is exactly what we want to talk about, are states of matter. So Lily, could you mention what are the states of matter? What forms can matter take? It could be what?
I don't know.
Okay, so it could be solid, or
liquid, gas.
Solid, liquid, and gas.
Yeah.
That's really those are the three main states of matter in what's called Newtonian physics. So a solid is a Newtonian state of matter, a liquid is a Newtonian state of matter, and a gas would be. And this oobleck is known as a non-Newtonian state of matter or a non-Newtonian fluid because it doesn't quite behave like a liquid, but it also doesn't quite behave like a solid.
It's a lot of fun to play with too. I forgot to mention that.
That is the main thing that we're going to do, is just have fun playing with it today.
Yeah, my memory of this is making it in school and then going home and making more.
More of it, yeah.
Yeah, I did that
We
too.
never
And my
made
mom
this
didn't
in
like
school.
that.
And making a huge mess in the kitchen.
Yeah,
no doubt.
my mom loved it.
Well, so I'll just mention for anybody watching, the way that you make this is super easy. You do roughly 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part water. Just mix it in a bowl. It's a little bit tricky to mix as it gets thicker, but that's totally fine. That's kind of half the fun, is playing with it in that state. So I'm going to have each of you kind of play with the oobleck in a different way. And we'll start with Becca. So Becca, what I'm going to have you do to start off is, could you try to pick up some of that oobleck and get it into your hand? It's going to be a little bit tricky, but just take your time doing it.
Can you see?
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Interesting because I have to go very slow. If I don't go very slow, then it's solid.
And what would you say in terms of how it looks compared to how it feels? Do they match up?
It looks like looks like liquid.
And that is exactly what I wanted you to do.
But then when you touch it, it's definitely solid.
So do me a
but
favor and just let it
looks
drip
like-
out of your hand like that, right? Kind of seems liquid-like. And get a little bit more and let it drip like that, just like you were doing before.
Hang on, anymore.
Take your time. It is a slow.
It just looks like you can just dig right in, and then when you try to dig right in, it stops you. It says no.
Maybe you're just very weak.
Okay, so let some of it drip, and now let a big chunk of it drip out, and then pull one of the drips for me as it's dripping. Like kind of pull it down. What happens when you do that?
It just breaks off.
It breaks off, right? So this is one of the ways that it's considered to be a non-Newtonian fluid, because what we have here is it's dripping just like a liquid, and it kind of looks like what we would call a viscous liquid. So viscosity is how well a liquid is able to resist stress. Tensile stress being pulling on it, or shear stress, like trying to cut it or
Jelly
break it.
versus like water.
Like jelly versus water, right? Like water has very low viscosity, and jelly has higher viscosity. Jelly is considered a solid, I think.
Ooze.
Honey or molasses would be close. Ooze. All right, so Becca, your job for the rest of the time is just to play with that, and if you discover anything else cool about it, tell us.
Okay.
Lily, I'm going to have you do a fairly simple one, and then you can play with yours too. Okay, so Lily, what I want you to do is, with as much force as you can muster, poke. Oh, careful, because it is liquid-like. Keep it seated on the ground, or you can hold it in your hand, I guess. Poke
There you
it
go
hard.
for you guys to see. Poke
And I guess, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, poke it.
Oh, weird.
So-
My
so-
hand got stuck. Weird. I was like quicksand.
So really poke it really
is like
hard and tell me what
quicksand.
happens.
Oh, whoa.
So what happened when you did that?
It was just like a wall of just like solidity.
Yeah, it was like a solid wall,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
now do me a favor and really gently, extremely slowly put your hand, dip your finger into the
Okay.
fluid.
I'm doing it too.
How did that feel?
It's just liquid. At the very end, it gets really solid, but so far it's just like liquidy
And
until
so
the end.
this is the whole thing. So if you're really gentle with oobleck, it behaves like a liquid. If there's not a lot of stress applied to it, the molecules can move out of the way of each other, and it will behave like a liquid. But if you press on it really hard, it will bunch up and become like a solid.
I can feel that when I touch like the wall of it, because it all just like moves apart slowly. That's
Absolutely.
So weird.
So if you do that and then you try to take your finger out quickly, it breaks again.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Oh,
Okay, Nate, are you ready for yours?
It
think
just feels
so.
like you should
Am I
be
shaking
able-
it?
Yeah, Nate, I would make you shake it just for the fun of it, but what I'm actually going to have you do is, so what I want you to do, you got to move kind of quick, and what I want you to do is pour some into your hand, and then try to use your hand to put it into a ball, and see if you can get it into a solid ball for us.
Okay.
Then open your hand, and try to let it drip back into the cup. Does that make sense?
Yeah, should I pour it quickly?
Pour it slowly into your hand.
I don't think you can.
So should I
pour it
cut my hand
quickly.
or
Cut
I
your
know,
hands.
right?
and then just start
And then just
making a
start
ball?
squeezing it.
Slow.
Just one hand. That's exactly right. Put force on
All
it.
right, so that's too low.
And definitely if you get some on the counter, that's totally fine. Get it on the
Okay.
counter
So
over
we're
your
trying to
shirts.
get it off your finger. It just.
That seems like plenty. Okay, now bunch it up and see if you can get it into one solid ball for us. How does that feel as you're doing that?
It's like almost a ball, but immediately when I let go, it kind of deforms again.
Right, and so now if you can just put it in your hand and then just try to let it drip out of your
Oh,
hand
weird.
into the...
I love this
Yeah,
because Lily's
but
never.
when I squeeze it,
I've
gets
never
solid.
You've never played
I
with
knew
this?
that.
I never did this in school. My
Okay.
school's
Oh,
boring.
wow, this is...
Well,
This is
let's
so
do this
weird.
also. Let's do this also. Lily, I'll have you do this. Okay, we can do this just on
Okay.
top of the speaker. So what I'll have you do is, Lily, try to just pour really slowly, pour some of the oobleck into this
Right here?
empty container.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right there. Really slowly. And then, like, how does that feel? Is it pouring like a liquid does?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pouring like a liquid. All right, so now stop. And Nate, I know you're a little bit messy right now, but that's okay.
little bit,
Just
yeah.
like, life is going to go on. Can you pick up your jar, Nate?
Yes, I can.
And what I want you to do is, Nate, I want you to do like you're just going to flip the whole container right
Okay.
in there fast, okay? Ready, steady?
Oh.
So, it will come eventually, but it will just not drip out.
Oh my god.
It's like its immediate reaction is to be a solid, and then it rethinks it. It's like if you give
That
me
is
some
a-
time,
You are.
I really am a liquid.
Right.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit in there, even though I had it turned completely over.
And it's one of those things where we could let it drip slowly and it would all eventually
Yeah.
flow out. Okay, so potentially the coolest thing that we're going to try to do, and this is something that hopefully is going to work. I'm confident that it will. We're going to put some oobleck onto a speaker, and we're going to play some music through the speaker. And what we've done here is I've got a speaker and I've removed the lid from it and I've covered it up with plasti wrap. That's hopefully going to protect the speaker unit, but if you want to try this at home, know that you may do some damage to your electrical audio equipment.
So don't do it with your parents' speakers.
Right,
Yeah.
or maybe when they're not in the house or they're on
Right.
vacation for a little while. So this is what I need you to do. I'll have, I guess, Lily, can you do me a favor and slowly pour some oobleck into this cone right here?
Most definitely.
And just, let's go ahead. Let's do a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more.
Okay.
Until it kind of fills the whole, all the way around that center part of the cone.
Careful your
Oh
hands.
yeah, I know. I'm
Now,
dripping.
if you guys
It doesn't
have,
feel like it's
I
gonna
know,
drip
right?
either. It feels like it's solid on your hands, and then all of a sudden your hands
Just
are
a little
dripping.
more?
yeah, that's actually pretty perfect. right
Okay,
there.
cool.
Okay, so maybe you guys were with us for the sound unit that we did. We talked a little bit about the idea that sound is made from vibrations. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to play some funky music off of my phone, and we're going to try to get the speaker moving, vibrating to create that sound. And what we want to do is kind of see how the oobleck is going to be affected by that. Now we might want to add more, and one of the other things that we need to do is kind of agitate the oobleck on the speaker. So Becca, I think I'll have you do this. I'm going to pass you a fork. Once the music gets going, you can kind of mess with the oobleck, kind of knock it around a little bit on the speaker, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Time's going to tell if this is going to work.
Can I mess with it this end so I don't poke
Oh,
through the plastic?
please. Okay, so do me a favor and just kind of try to scoop it up a little bit. Oh, let's try doing,
Is it not working?
it is not quite working the way I want it to. Let's do this if we could. So we might need oobleck that's just slightly more,
Thicker?
slightly thicker.
I
And
think
yours,
this one is thicker.
we made yours to be a little bit thicker. So do me a favor and let's just put as much of that on there as we can, and let's see how that goes.
We need some thick oobleck for this.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, you can mess with the ratio of cornstarch to water, and messing with that ratio is going to push it either further towards a solid or further towards a liquid. So if you keep the ratio of cornstarch to water low, so less cornstarch, more water, you're going to end up with something that's closer to a liquid. And if you do like we did with Becca's, I think that one was a 2-to-1 ratio of cornstarch to water, whereas Nate and Lily's mixtures were about 1.75.
Oh.
Okay, let's see how this works. Now, maybe we just need some more oobleck, I'm going to hope. Okay.
Is the sound all the way up too?
Yeah, let's try that. Yes, it is all the way up. Okay, so go ahead and agitate a little bit and let's see if we can get it to go.
I can't really agitate it easily.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, no, it's not really quite doing it.
Might need a little bit more bass.
Yeah.
Turn the bass up.
I wish I could on my phone. I seem unable to do that.
Gotta get a more bassy song.
Oops. Okay. Well, maybe we could try one last thing. We could try to pour this off and try to use just Becca's
Container.
So this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do it. Lily, will you just protect my phone?
Yes.
Okay. Nate, will you hold that guy, and Becca, maybe you can.
This one?
I was gonna say here.
So it's all connected because there's
Nate, could
tape
you
on
get
there.
that side?
Yeah.
Oh, it's connected.
Mhm.
I see.
So this should, but luckily it pours in a way that you can
It's
actually
gonna take a while.
see it really well.
Ooh, it's so weird.
This is why
oh my
we say
gosh.
don't do this to your
Pull
pair
it.
of speakers.
Right.
Oh, now it's stuck in my finger.
Okay. I know you can't see anything over there, but that's going to be okay.
We're just dumping the speaker out, you know.
Okay, right.
Normal things.
Normal things that people do in science demos. Okay, Becca, let's try yours.
It's gonna be
let's
really
hope and pray.
slow pouring.
Hey, that's okay.
It's gonna be really slow.
So while she's doing this, I
Yeah.
was able to make a ball, and I noticed
Nice.
like if I move it, it stays solid, but like maybe the inside isn't getting agitated, so it just eventually just crumbles.
Oh, you know, one of the other things is that water's evaporating out of this stuff as we use it. It's
Oh,
getting absorbed
okay.
into your hand, and so that's
Yeah.
actually, it's much drier at this point.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Oh yeah, look at that. That is nice and solid.
Some good oobleck.
solid oobleck.
Sounds like a really terrible meal.
It does.
Ew.
It does. It's like gruel
Yeah.
for people in a Dr. Seuss book.
But this is completely edible. Let's
Isn't
just
today
be
his
real.
birthday?
Sure.
It would
yeah.
just be disgusting.
It wouldn't really be something you'd
Why don't
Well,
you
you
try
would-
it and tell us what
But
it
you
tastes like?
could.
Okay, I think that's
You
enough.
probably died.
Let's give that a whirl. All right, third time's the charm. Come on, speaker system. You can do it. Oh, fancy phone. Not working.
Is it connected?
It's just, I think I have to go to. Oh, God. Oh no. Okay, so try to agitate it a little bit.
Here, you do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let me see. Shoot. See, it's a great amount of vibration on there. I'm not quite sure. Can we add just a little bit more? Like, I don't know if it's
Maybe.
going to be possible.
It might take about an hour. No, here.
Yeah. Use
Let me
use the
scoop
fork.
it. I'll scoop it out. Oh, see, it's so solid that it crumbles. It's so cool. Here we go. But it can drip.
It just looks like that green or that purple ooze from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I wonder if they use this stuff in movies
I know,
to make.
right?
So one thing that they are talking about using this for, or at least concepts like it, is they're talking about using it in the military to create things that are shape forming, that they'll form to the body, but that will become solid and protected when they get hit with force.
Wow.
So there's talk of making body armor with this stuff.
Oh, it's like a bulletproof vest.
Like a bulletproof vest out of
Yeah.
something like this. So I was reading about that when I was
Just
doing
like
a little.
using the same properties of it to
That
do
is exactly right.
Mm.
Okay, we're not quite able to get this to do what I had hoped it would do. So let me just sort of explain what was supposed to happen, and I'll try to direct you to some YouTube videos where you can check this out. Because it acts like a solid and a liquid, what you can get if you do this correctly is you can actually make the oobleck dance a little bit on top of the speaker. And what you
wanted
should be
to
able to
see
do by
it.
agitating it is get little solid pieces up that should kind of grow and form on their own, kind of going between being solid and liquid. And I'm not sure whether in this case it's that we can't get the vibrations to be high enough, or whether it's just that the oobleck is not solid enough. In any case, I strongly recommend making some oobleck at home. It's just so much fun to play with,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
If we had more time in the studio, I think that's all we would do is just sort of play with it and pour it around.
Yeah,
Um,
it's one of those things that just seeing it doesn't quite give you the perspective of how cool it really is.
Yeah, you gotta feel it.
You gotta feel it because it's so deceptive. It looks so liquidy, but it's not. I mean,
And even when you turn it around in the glass, it looks very
And
liquid.
even in your
Yeah.
hand, like it looks like a solid,
Yeah.
but then it comes a liquid. It's
but
really
it
weird.
feels yeah. So
It is.
make it,
It's
make
magical
it.
stuff.
Point being.
Make it, and we will see you guys back in the studio to answer homework questions in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe!
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, you want to.
Do it.